So here at the kever of the Rebbe Reb Heshel of Krakow. On the kever of the Rebbe Reb Heshel, it says Tzadik Yisoid Olam. But let's just focus for a moment on his name. We call him the Rebbe Reb Heshel. This was before the advent of Chasidus, where the Rebbe Reb Heshel was nifter in 1666. There are only a few people who are called the Rebbe Reb. For example, the Rebbe Reb Heshel, Reb Yonason Eibeshitz, the Rebbe Reb Yonason, Reb Shmelka of Nikolsburg, the Rebbe Reb Shmelka. So it's a special, endearing title that Klal Yisrael reserves for unique personalities. Now I want to tell you, the father of Reb Heshel was Reb Yaakov. They said about Reb Yaakov that from Reb Yaakov to Reb Yaakov lo kam ke Reb Yaakov. We say that about the Ramah, Mi Moshe v'yad Moshe lo kam ke Moshe, that from Reb Yaakov Palek, the Rebbe of Reb Shalom Shachna, until Reb Yaakov of Poland, the father of Reb Heshel, there was never someone as great as Reb Yaakov, the father of Reb Heshel. Now today, what an honor and zechus it is to be here in Krakow, the yard site of the Megala Amukos. The Megala Amukos, and this is brought in the Chida, that Rav Nassanata Shapiro on his deathbed, who was the Rav of Prague, and they asked him who should be the Mamala Makom, who should be the next Rav of Prague. To which the Megala Amukos says, Hineni oimed lefanecha sham al hatzur. Behold, I will stand before you on the rock. He said, what? Yeah, he said, Hineni oimed lefanecha sham al hashur. Hineni oimed lefanecha sham Rashi Tevois Heshel. Al hatzur is Gematria Krakow. So that was the remez he gave, that Reb Heshel should be the next Rav of Krakow. Now the style of Reb Heshel in his yeshiva is he would get up in front of the Bnei HaYeshiva, he would ask a question and let them try to come up with a teretz. Meanwhile, he knew the answer. So during the rush, during the excitement that all the Bnei Yeshiva were thinking of a possible teretz, Reb Heshel was standing and criticizing himself and screaming at himself. Ashrei ish shelo yishkachecha uven adam yisametzbach. He was sort of reprimanding himself that his heart should not be haughty, that he knows the answer to this question. In the Sefer Kav HaYashar it's brought that when the Rebbe of Heshel wanted to check a pen to see if it was working, he would write Amalek and then erase it to be Mekayim Zechiras Mechias Amalek. I just want to tell you one incredible Dvar Torah that the Rebbe of Heshel has. He wrote a Sefer called Chanukas HaTorah. So in Parshas Vayishlach, it says that by the Birchas Yaakov, it says that the blessing that Yitzchak Avinu gave to Esav was V'hinei mishmanei ha'aretz yeh moshevecha. You're going to have the fat of the land. The blessing that Yitzchak gave Esav was you will have the fat of the land. Rashi says Zu Italia shel Yavan. This refers to Italy. That the blessing that Yitzchak gave to Esav was Italy. Question is, why Italy? How does Rashi know that the land that Yitzchak gave to Esav was Italy? Where do we see anything about Italy here? Well, the answer is, says the Rebbe Reb Heshel, Yaakov Avinu had already given, Yitzchak had already given Yaakov Avinu all the land. He gave him mitala shamayim umishmanei haaretz, from the dew of the heaven and from the fat of the earth. So he already gave him everything. So the truth is, there's nothing left to give to Esav. However, the Gemara says in Shabbos that when Shlomo HaMelech married Bas Paroi, Gavriel came down. He put a reed in the sea, upon which seaweed began to amass, and from there came Italy. Italy was built on the reed that the Malach Gavriel put into the sea that amassed seaweed, and that's where Italy developed from. Why then did Yitzchak have to give Esav Italy? Because since he gave Yaakov everything, the only thing he could give to Esav was land that didn't exist in the time of the bracha. So there's only one land that didn't exist in the time of the brachas Yaakov, and that is Italy. Italy had developed later. That's how Rashi knows that when he gave Esav the bracha Mishmanei Haaretz, he was giving him the land of Italy, says the Rebbe of Heshel. So his Yehi Zichra Baruch should be a Mel Tziyosher for all of Klal Yisrael. So here we're actually standing at the kever of the Rebbe of Heshel, the author of the Chanukas HaTorah, and to mention that he was the Rebbe of the Shach. Imagine the Rebbe of the Shach, So all of Hilchos Yeridea is oimed on the Shach, and this is the Shach's Rebbe. He was the son of Rabbi Yaakov of Lublin, which we mentioned. They said about his father, Miyakov V'yad Yaakov, from Rabbi Yaakov Polak until Rabbi Yaakov of Lublin, like come Rabbi Yaakov. So here, it's supposed to be oimed on b'makam menuchasai.